Hi, I'm Billy Mays, and I'm here for economics. It's the best subject ever. It is fun and on the go. It's something that you can use for the rest of your life, and you can get it here today for 4 easy payments of nothing. Just call 1-800 Mr. Cruz 1. That's 1-800 Mr. Cruz 1. Remember, get yours today because it's in short supply. All right, kicking it over to you, Mr. Cruz. All right, thank you, Billy. Thank you for that great introduction. Y'all, that's not a real number, so please do not dial that number. All right, so let's get to it. Economics class. Um, Businesses is what we're talking about today. We're talking about the business of business. All right. So businesses range from small home to large corporate businesses. You can have, like, for example, I had a student last year who she made decorated bottles and sold those online. She had a small home business, or I got a friend who decorates glasses and sells those. Um, or all the way to large corporate businesses like McDonald's or Walmart, something that is known worldwide. Uh, they're similar to consumers because they are made up of consumers and they have to consume to produce. Take, for instance, my friend who makes the glasses. She has to buy glasses and buy paint before she can paint her designs on the glasses and sell those. Take McDonald's. McDonald's has to buy the bread, the meat. They have to consume all these products before they can then turn it around and produce you a Big Mac or whatever it is you want to eat. However, a consumer is a consumer for life, but a producer can drop out of the role. I can stop being a producer. If I no longer make anything, let's say today I quit teaching, I retire, I'm done, and I decide not to do anything else but sit on my lazy bum, then I wouldn't be doing a thing. I would not be a producer anymore. But I would still have to consume. I would consume, electricity. I would consume whatever was entertaining me, food, so forth. Okay? So you're always a consumer, but you do not always have to be a producer. All right, cost benefits of business. Uh, they use rational choice, but they only look at monetary costs and benefits. Whereas you and me, we're going to look at, oh, well, but I really want this. Businesses don't usually do that. Businesses look, hey, all right, this is going to cost me this much, and this is going to cost me this much. If I, to do all my work, it's going to cost me this much labor. So I'm going to be able to make this much money. Okay, that is how they weigh cost benefits. Revenue minus costs equals profits. It's what we refer to as the bottom line. Okay, if costs get greater than revenue, it's a loss. So if your costs are more than what you're making, you're losing money. Profit motive is the desire to make money out of production. So that's what motivates business is profit motive. If a business does not make money, it does not continue to operate. Now, occasionally there are businesses that are, or sometimes there are businesses that are nonprofit. That would be an exception. And there are some times where businesses lose money on one item in order to make money on the overall items. And we'll get more into that, but just as an example of that is if Walmart, for instance, sells something real cheap. They put a sale on, this new movie coming out, so everybody comes in. Well, when you go into the store, you don't ever just really go in and buy one thing. So they brought you there with that one item that they're actually taking $1 loss on per, let's say. But you spend and they make an extra $20 profit on you. So it's weighing out for them. To increase profit, you can either increase your revenue. So let me increase the money I am bringing in, or let me find some way to decrease my costs. Let me become more efficient and not need as many supplies or whatever. So you got to find a way to increase revenue or decrease cost, or you can do both. Opportunity costs. Uh, use inputs and outputs to determine the opportunity cost. An input is a resource or factor of production used to make goods and services. An output is the amount and type of goods and services produced. They're trying to find what combination of that input and output is going to maximize my profit. What is going to get me the most moolah? Uh, production possibilities, production possibilities frontier, PPF. It's a graphical description that shows the maximum amount of two or more goods a person or a group of people can produce given the inputs available. So basically it's a graph that shows you kind of this what we're talking about right here with these opportunity costs. Market research. This is another way they figure out this is they research into the size, location, and the makeup of a product market. Basically, to put it simple, is they want to see who and how many people are going to buy what they're selling. So if I'm going to start selling this, I want to send out, and that's where you get surveys, uh, people going out, and they call you for surveys. They do market research. Uh, they bring in groups and have them test the product to see if it's something they're going to like. I mean, they do this with toys, they do this with movies, with video games, with furniture, with equipment. I mean, everything they use market research to find to find what this is going to be. Competition. Uh, Businesses fight over selling the same product to the same market. For example, take Nike and Reebok. They are both trying to sell shoes to people. Uh, you can't really wear more than one pair of shoes at a time. Like you could wear one of one shoe and one of another type of shoe, but it'd be kind of silly. But you could do it. Go ahead. Uh, but odds are you're going to wear either Nike or you're going to wear either Reebok, and they want to sell you their shoe. Just like Michael Jordan wanted to be the best basketball player at his time, the business wants to be the best in their product market. Um, by trying to do this, they lead to new products and services. They continually make their product better so that you're going to buy theirs rather than the next person. And this leads to new technologies, new methods of doing things, and they get a larger percent of the market because if they come out with this new coolest way of doing it, well, they're going to have a larger percentage of the market because more people are going to be buying the newer, cooler thing. Market structure. The organization and number of producers providing a given good or service. Okay, there are several types. There's pure competition, monopoly, monopolistic, and oligopoly. Okay, pure competition is theoretical. Okay, it's a market in which a large number of small businesses sell the identical product with freedom to enter and exit the industry and have perfect knowledge of prices and technology. Okay, that does not exist in real life. Okay, these do. Monopoly, only one producer has a good with no close substitute and controls the pricing. Now we have anti-monopoly laws and so forth that prevent a lot of monopolies from happening, but they still do happen. And you have what are things like natural monopolies, and you have things like uh, forced monopolies. Okay, we'll get more into those later. Monopolistic is the most common market form. It's similar to pure, except products are similar and not identical. Okay, products are similar. Like, okay, your Nike shoes are similar to your Reeboks, but they are not the same thing. Um, and it allows some price setting. Okay, they can set their own prices somewhat. But if they set, $1,000 for a pair of shoes, well, you're probably going to go with Reebok. Oligopoly is a structure with an industry dominated by a small number of large businesses that sell identical or slightly different products that give incentives instead of changing prices, has significant barriers to enter the industry. For example, the car industry. Okay, there are a handful of car manufacturers. It's hard to get into that industry. They don't really change their prices much, but they give incentives. Like here, an incentive of you might get a little bit knocked off. You might get a better financing. You might get upgraded to the next level of comfort in your vehicle. And then there's an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is someone who starts, manages, and takes the risk of business. Okay. Entrepreneurship is the practice of starting new businesses in response to identified opportunities. They compete in existing markets or start totally new ones. For example, starting a new one. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. They started this whole, in on these computers and all this, and they got this whole new industry going. Um, or they can join into already existing ones, like Oprah when she created the Oprah Winfrey Channel. She was an entrepreneur who started her own channel up. Or imagine someone starting a new restaurant or so forth. There are many various reasons for becoming an entrepreneur. You want to make money. You like taking the risk. You're an innovative person. You believe in, I just have this great idea and I want to get it out there to everybody. Or you might just want autonomy. That means you don't want to have to answer to a boss. You don't want to have to be dependent on somebody else or a company. So you're going to start your own. And finally, inventors of innovation. Uh, and that's what entrepreneurs are usually. Innovation is finding a better way to do things. They find new products. Take the iPhone. You know, they come up with a new one all the time. But imagine when it first came out, or cell phones first came out. It was something totally new. They find new production methods. Wow, rather than making a square wheel, we made a round wheel. New markets. Hey, they start marketing it to babies, or they find new groups of people. This new, young people coming up. They like things a little different, so we're gonna start marketing things to these people, or they might go to a whole new part of the world that didn't have this. So they're gonna find new markets to sell things to. Or maybe it was something used in one industry or one field, and they decide, oh, well, maybe it'll work good in this field, so let me take this idea and start selling it over here. And so they find a new market or new sources of supply. And this one here, and this is where I make a little political note as well. But a lot of companies go in and take from poor countries and so forth. Like a lot of these that you buy bottled water from are going in and stealing water from poor countries, taking their water supply. And there are a lot of questionable practices that go in with these, with uh, the water companies and several other companies who do these kind of things. But these are types of innovations that are found to uh, increase that profit, the risk, innovation, or autonomy. All right, so until next time, deuces.